How's it going, guys, and welcome to today's video. A couple of weeks ago I took a bunch of yearlings down to the sale, and the ones that are left here at the ranch are the ones that are here to stay. That means that they need to get ear tags, brands, and vaccinated before I can turn them back out on pasture. That's what we're doing today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. For the past couple of weeks, these calves have been up at the bunk eating hay, and I'm thinking that whatever that hay was, it must have had some foxtails in it, because it looks like a couple of them might have foxtails in their eyes. So while we've got them in the chute, this is a perfect time to take care of that as well. So there's really nothing else to say. Let's get the first group in the tub and get started. First is going to be this red white face heifer, and her eyes look fine, so we don't have to worry about that, but she still needs the other stuff. I usually try to do the least comfortable part of the procedure last, so that after I do it I can just kick them right back out into the field. I think that's the nicest way to do it, but when you're getting an ear tag, a brand, and a shot, I don't really know which one of those to do first or last. I guess the shot is probably the least painful. So when I'm doing something like this, my main goal is to get the calves in and out of the chute as fast as I can, just to minimize the time that they're in there. So with that being said, I'm going to quit talking and get back to work. The first thing that I'm going to do is give this heifer a shot of 8-way, which is a vaccine that covers, you guessed it, 8 different diseases. So this is a subcutaneous injection, which means the injection goes in between the muscle and the skin. So the proper way to give this injection is to lift the skin a little bit and get that needle in there. Because I'm right-handed, I think I do better on this side. So I try to find a clean spot to work with. Pull the skin up. There we go. I always like to tag in their right ear for no other reason, but all my controls are on the right side of the chute, and that's usually where I'm standing. Now, something I will mention while we're tagging, I think you'll be able to see it. Their ears kind of have these big veins going through them. I don't know how well that's going to show on camera. I like to get the tag in between those veins. I just feel like it's less bloody and less painful for them that way. So, see there, I don't know if she even felt that. Maybe she's just tough. Could be one or the other. All right, sorry girl, I don't like this part any more than you do. In the brand, we want to see this tan color throughout. That's how you know you got a good brand. So that one looks perfect just like that. And we can turn her loose. Put her back out on that green grass that she's been missing. One last thing before she turns loose, we got to worm her. Always want to do this after you brand, because this stuff is kind of flammable. And if you were to touch that hot iron on some of this wormer, I'm not really sure. I've heard stories about that catching on fire. I've never actually seen it happen, so I don't know if they're true or not. But I'd rather not find out, to tell you the truth.
I know there are people out there that think branding is cruel and inhumane, and I'm not trying to argue that it feels good, but I would like to point out this cow's demeanor as she leaves the chute. She's walking totally calm and unstressed. When a cow feels scared or threatened, they do not act this way.
The reason that I set my gates this way with that one closed and this one on an angle is just in case the next calf coming, if she gets through the chute, she'll do a left turn and it'll put her right back in the tub. So I could, in theory, just run her back around and come through again. If that gate was open and she got through, well, I'd lose her. If nobody's brave enough to come up into the chute and you're working by yourself like I am, sometimes what I'll have to do is just open the head gate enough to give them a light, something to see, something that they could get their head through but not their whole body through, and then I can get behind them and push them up. So I guess that's what I'm going to have to try. The main thing is you just don't want to leave them a big enough hole where they could actually get through it. All right, as long as they're not moving too fast, that usually works. I've been taking groups of 4 at a time, but now I have 6 left in the pen here. So I have to make a decision. Do I want to do 2 groups of 3 or try to do 1 group of 6? Now, if I do a group that's too small, it's easy for them to back up and turn around, but if I do a group that's too big, they may not all fit in there. I'm pretty sure I can get 6 in there, so I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, right there, I can see the foxtail. Ooh, ouchie. So that is what was in her eye. That was probably in the hay, and she had her head down in the hay, and that's what she ended up with. So we got it out of there. After digging around a little bit, I can see that she doesn't have anything else in there. So what we'll do is put some antibiotic in that eye to help her. She's a little swollen. You can see there, and her eyes are running a lot. So the antibiotic should take care of that. And having the foxtail out of there, that's going to help a lot too. It's not puffing very good. There, that ought to do you. With that foxtail taken care of, we can go ahead and give her the rest of the treatments that we're given and get her back out on grass where she won't have to worry about getting foxtails in her eye. We got another one here with a bad eye. You can see that it's turning white, and that's a telltale sign that the eye has got an infection going on. This presents itself exactly like pink eye. Now, I've already looked around in here and I can't find any sort of foxtail or any foreign object. So what likely could have happened is that he scratched his eye on something, or maybe he got a foxtail in there and was able to blink it out eventually, but there was still an abrasion on the eye that allowed it to get infected. So we'll go ahead and give him a puff of this powder here, and in a few days he should be good as new. I keep saying he, this is a heifer. she should be good as new. Now that everybody has run through the chute and gotten their brand, and if they're a heifer, an ear tag, they can go back out on pasture as a group for another month or so before they'll be put back in with the main cow herd. This job is done, and I guess so am I. Thanks for hanging out in the corrals with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.